It hasn't even been a week since the diddler slipped out of some serious jail time, and apparently the Epstein client list doesn't exist anymore. All right, so here we have the FBI Memo July 2025 of the U.S. Department of Justice and Federal Bureau of Investigation. As part of our commitment to transparency, the Department of Justice and the Federal Bureau of Investigation have conducted an exhaustive review of investigative holdings relating to Jeffrey Epstein. You don't say. To ensure the review was thorough, the FBI conducted digital searches of its database, hard drives, and network drives, as well as physical searches of squad areas. Locked cabinets, desks, closets, and other areas where responsive material may have been stored. These searches uncovered a significant amount of material, including more than 300 gigabytes of data and physical evidence. Okay. The files relating to Epstein include a large volume of images of Epstein, images and videos of victims who are either minors or appear to be minors, and over 10,000 downloaded videos and images of illegal material and other. Teams of agents, analysts, attorneys, and privacy and civil liberties experts combed through the digital and documented evidence with the aim of providing as much information as possible to the public while simultaneously protecting victims. Sure. Much of the material is subject to court-ordered sealing. Only a fraction of this material would have been aired publicly had Epstein gone to trial, as the seal served only to protect victims and did not expose any additional third parties to allegations of illegal wrongdoing. Okay. Through this review, we found no basis to revisit the disclosure of those materials and will not permit the release of. This systematic review revealed no incriminating quote-unquote client list. Okay. There was also no credible evidence found that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals as part of his actions. You can't make this stuff up. We did not uncover evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties. Okay. Consistent with prior disclosures, this review confirmed that Epstein harmed over 1,000 victims. Each suffered unique trauma. Sensitive information relating to these victims is intertwined throughout the material. This includes specific details such as victims' names and likenesses, physical description, places of birth, associates, and employment history. Weird to have all that. One of our highest priorities is combating and bringing justice to victims. Bringing justice to victims, okay. Yeah, Perpetuating unfounded theories about Epstein's servers, neither of those ends. What? Perpetuating unfounded theories about Epstein serves neither of those ends. Wow, they just said basically these are conspiracy theories, okay? If you don't agree with us, you're a conspiracy theorist. I'm dressed for the part now. To that end, while we have labored to provide the public with maximum information regarding Epstein and ensured examination of any evidence in the government's possession, it is the determination of the Department of Justice and the Federal Bureau of Investigation that no further disclosure would be appropriate or warranted. After a thorough investigation, FBI investigators concluded that Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide in his cell at the Metropolitan Correctional Center in New York City on August 10th, 2019. This conclusion is consistent with previous findings. Including the August 19th, 2019 autopsy finding of the New York City Office of the Chief Medical Examiner, the November 2019 position of the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of the New York in connection with the investigation of federal correctional officers responsible for guarding Epstein. Word salad. and the June 2023 conclusions of DOJ's Office of the Inspector General. Okay, the conclusion. Ho, you say, we have a conclusion. That Epstein died by suicide is further supported by video footage from the common area of the Special Housing Unit, SHU, where Epstein was housed at the time of his death. As DOJ's Inspector General explained in 2023, anyone entering or attempting to enter the tier where Epstein's cell was located from the SHU common area would have been captured by this footage. The FBI independent review of the footage confirmed that from the time Epstein was locked in his cell at around 10:40 p.m. on August 9th, 2019, until around 6:30 a.m. the next morning, nobody entered any of the tiers in the SHU. Okay. During this review, the FBI enhanced the relative footage by increasing its contrast, balancing the color, and improving its sharpness for greater clarity and viewability. The full raw and enhanced videos are available at the following link. If this is true, let's say this is true, and you know, Epstein was basically a solo actor and did this stuff to these women solo dolo, why is Ghislaine Maxwell, you know, in jail? If there was no clients, she is currently serving a 20-year sentence at a low security prison in Tallahassee, Florida. She was convicted of multiple counts, including related to her role in the abuse committed by Jeffrey Epstein. Is what we're supposed to believe that she specifically to one person? Huh? Is that what we're supposed to believe? She to a singular individual? That's pretty wild. But the private pathologist, Dr. Michael Baden, said on the morning TV show Fox and Friends that Mr. Epstein, 66, experienced a number of injuries, among them a broken bone in his neck, that are, quote unquote, extremely unusual in suicide hangings and could occur much more commonly in homicidal strangulations. I think that the evidence points to homicide rather than suicide, said Dr. Baden, who observed the autopsy done by city officials. This is just insane. This is insane. I mean, there's so many things about this that are crazy. These are pictures from Epstein Island. We already know that Billy Boy there was on Epstein's plane quite a lot of times. Everybody's been pointing out that there has been an Epstein list for however long, and now we're sitting here going, oh, there's no Epstein list, there's no client list, there's no big people behind this stuff, which isn't looking too well for them. Let's check a couple videos out, kind of showing some stuff off right here.
Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list. You don't think that Bill Gates is lobbying Congress night and day to prevent the disclosure of that list? And why is it that the Senate, you know, and good for Senator Blackburn to try to get it out, but then Dick Durbin comes over the top and says, no, we're not going to release the names. I don't care about the list itself, but if you release the names, right?
And I've said it, Dan Bongino said it, we've reviewed all the information and the American public is going to get as much as we can release. He killed himself. Do you think, let's play out the logical conclusion. Do you think that myself, Bongino, and others?
Oh, sorry. That was so good. That was so good. And he killed himself. Apparently, as much as we can release is phase 1 to some people. And it's basically everything we know and redacted. So, yep. This is a big FU to the American people.
Would participate in hiding information about Epstein's grotesque activities? Or do you think we would also participate in not prosecuting people we had evidence to prosecute people on? Where's the videotape of an Epstein Island of X, Y, and Z committing these frauds? Why haven't you given it to us? Do you really think I wouldn't give that to you? if it existed?
No, of course you would. Of course you would. Dude, the turnaround is absolutely wild. This is literally crazy, dude. So, we are now full on conspiracy theorists, as Kash Patel's FBI and the US Department of Justice says, and it's whoever is pulling the freaking strings, man. It's a big F you, and we can do whatever we want. You don't matter. You're a nobody. You're not in the club. Get over it. It's a club. It's a big club. You're not in it. Let's go to actually some questions being asked today to the White House, which is pretty intense.
Caroline. Okay, so the FBI looks at the circumstances surrounding the death of Jeffrey Epstein. According to the report, this systematic review revealed no incriminating client list. So what happened to the Epstein client list that the Attorney General said she had on her desk?
Well, I think if you go back and look at what the Attorney General...
That was such a good question. Yeah, the list that she said was they had all this evidence.
General said in that interview, which was on your network on Fox News.
Got the quote.
Go ahead.
John Roberts said, DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen? And she said, it's sitting on my desk right now to review.
Oh, dude, he bodied her. Oofda. That's real rough. I have the quote here. I mean, it's 100% right. We're never going to get this. This is just a big F you to the American people at this point.
Yes, she was saying the entirety of all of the paperwork, all of the paper in relation to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes. That's what the Attorney General was referring to, and I'll let her speak for that. But again, when it comes to the FBI and the Department of Justice, they are...
I would let her speak for that too. I wouldn't want to freaking try and defend that. You said we had all this info. We had all this stuff to do. There's no finding. There's no client list, guys. Don't worry about it. And if you bring it up, unfounded theories...
more than committed to ensuring that bad people are put behind bars.
Caroline, the DOJ and FBI have now concluded there was no Jeffrey Epstein client list. What do you tell MAGA supporters who say they want anyone involved in Jeffrey Epstein's alleged crimes to be held accountable?
It's not MAGA supporters. I don't know why that, people want people to be held accountable for crimes that they're committing is now a MAGA thing. No, it's not. It's a American thing, I would hope. I would hope that it's an American thing, not a MAGA thing, one. And two, again, she's not, they actually went after her a little bit on this.
Administration wants anyone who has ever committed a crime to be held accountable. And I would argue this administration has done more to lock up bad guys than certainly the previous administration. And the Trump administration is committed to truth and to transparency. That's why the Attorney General and the FBI Director pledged at the President's direction to do an exhaustive review of all of the files related to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes and his death. And they put out a memo in conclusion of that review. There was material they did not release because, frankly, it was incredibly graphic and it contained child, which is not something that's appropriate for public consumption. But they committed to an exhaustive investigation.
That's actually what it is. It's not about the porn. It's about that it's not appropriate for public consumption, or they deem it as not appropriate for public consumption. The Epstein list, that is, and the truth about it, which everybody now knows, and they're just gonna say no, you don't. No, you don't. Forget your lying eyes. Okay? You don't know nothing.
But they committed to an exhaustive investigation. That's what they did, and they provided the results of that.
They provided the results of that. The results is a 1.5-page statement. Unless you're talking about phase 1-2, which had nothing new. This is just gross. I love the memes coming out, dude. The memes are great. Epstein had no client list and committed suicide. Don't worry about it. You see nothing here. That's okay, though. The FBI says that never happened, guys. Don't you trust the FBI? Don't you trust the FBI? Come on now.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive.
I
Trump.
thought you said, I'm pretty sure the FBI has said that there's no client list, guys. What this is from a couple months ago, guys. Don't worry about it. Come on.
Reviewing that, I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, we'll check back with you.
The FBI, the CIA, they've all had a bad rap for a long time, and this is definitely not helping it. And yeah, I think everybody knows now. And it's the sad thing is like, well, what are you going to do about it? That's what it is. At the end of the day, they're now like, okay, yeah, Diddy's off. The Epstein client list doesn't exist, guys. Next, we'll be told that Epstein was never a guy. What do you mean? What do you mean? There was never a dude. You're joshing. That's from the other timeline, guys. Don't worry about it. You're just crazy. You're a crazy conspiracy theorist.
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list.